Hi, my name is Jami Park, and I serve at Everett High School in Lansing, Michigan. So what I learned about my students this past year is how resilient they are, how resourceful they are, and just their overall strength and intelligence, I guess. It's been a whirlwind of a year, but I've seen some shining stars just come out of the rubble and do the dang thing and get the full rides, get the scholarships, get accepted into school, into the colleges they want, even past this crazy whirlwind of a pandemic. I don't know if I could have done it, but they definitely did. And what I want the community to know about these students is that just because there's a label of an urban high school, it doesn't mean they're uneducated or lazy or troublemakers. They are just students, a lot of them first generation, just trying to get through this part of their life. So I really enjoyed working with them, and I'm excited for graduation.
Hi, my name is Marie Robowski, and I serve as a college and career advisor at the Wilson Talent Center in Mason, Michigan. What I have learned from my students this past year is the importance of having a positive outlook through difficult times while continuing to pursue one's goals. My students have also taught me that persistence is key to success, especially when it comes to emailing high school students. This past year has been very tough on all of us, especially students. I know students haven't been able to have the year they might have imagined. However, I've seen so many students doing the best that they can. I want the community to know how strong, resilient, and determined my students are.
Hello everyone, my name is Leah Warner, and I'm the Advised Michigan College Advisor serving at Maple Valley Junior Senior High School and Relevant Academy of Eaton County. One thing I have learned about my students this year is just how resilient they are. And I want you all to know that even though my students are from a rural community, they still have a lot to offer and deserve a seat at the table.
Hi everyone, my name's Kim. I am the college advisor at Eastern High School in Lansing. This year, I've learned that so many of my students are really resilient in their own ways. They're juggling online school, but also babysitting for their family, working full-time or part-time jobs. And so them trudging on and carrying all that weight really inspires me. So also, I want you to know that even though times are really tough for our students this year, they're doing the best that they can given the circumstances. So they deserve our support. They deserve our continued guidance as they continue on whatever pathways of success they choose to go on.
Hello, I'm Sophia McCool, the College and Career Advisor at Dansville and Potterville High Schools. What I've learned from my students this year is adaptability. Over the past year, they faced many different challenges. They moved from in-person to online learning. They're missing rites of passages like prom and graduation, and they've missed out on playing sports and other extracurricular activities with their classmates. But through it all, they've held a positive attitude and have found creative ways to adapt to these challenges and come together to support each other through this difficult time. And I think that's something amazing, and it's an important lesson to take away from this school year, because without that, I don't think it would have been as successful as it was. And what I'd like the community to know about my students is that they're an inspiring group of people who want to and will achieve big things. Hearing their post-secondary plans and life goals in our meetings is always inspiring, and I absolutely can't wait to see where they're going to be in 10 years and learn how they've influenced and changed the world. Thank you.
Hi everybody, my name is Jana Limbo, and I'm the college advisor at Holt High School. And one thing that I learned about my students this year is that they are a resilient group of young people. They learned how to adapt to a constantly changing environment, and they learned how to ask questions when they had them, and they learned how to ask for help when they needed it. So one thing that I want my community to know about my students is that I think they learned a lot about themselves this year. They learned about what type of student and what type of learner they are, but I also think they learned about what type of person they want to become. With so much taken away from them, I think they know what they want to go after once it becomes available to them. So I want to thank you for your time. Hope you have a great day.
Hello, my name is Marin Mostrom, and I am the college advisor for Stockbridge and Weberville High Schools. And one thing that I learned about my students this year is that they are an ambitious group. Both of my schools have ambitious students. They have plans to pursue college, and they've applied to several colleges or just a few, and I think it's really great to see that and to know that they're trying. And even students who are not pursuing a college education, whether they're joining the workforce or doing an apprenticeship, they have these goals that they are hoping to accomplish after they graduate high school. And that's something I also want the community to know, is that these students have these goals. They are goal-oriented, and they're hoping to be successful after high school, and they really are trying their best, especially during a pandemic, and I'm very proud of them.
Hi, my name is Angela Magbag, and I am the college advisor with Waverly High School. This year, I've learned that my students are incredibly talented, creative, and independent. They've definitely had a rough year due to the pandemic and online learning, but they've all still been super proactive when it came to planning their future. Being an alum of Waverly, I've especially come to notice that my students and community are very much family oriented, and the definition of family doesn't only mean siblings or blood related, but instead encompasses the teachers, staff, and community members, and everyone really in the Lansing area that helps my students and their families and the school. Especially this year, we've all relied on working together to try to make things better during the pandemic. Thank you for your time.
Hi, my name is Marie Wilson. I am the College and Career Advisor at Eaton Rapids High School. And one thing that my students taught me this year, they didn't even mean to do this, but they definitely did teach me this lesson, is that we as educators must relinquish a certain amount of control when it comes to their lives after high school. I think it's important for us to remember that at the end of the day, we can help them come up with a wonderful plan, lay everything out, and then things could change at no fault of their own for totally external circumstances like we've all been faced with over this past year. And then suddenly the plan we laid isn't right for them anymore. And we have to let them be the pilot of their own lives. And I think that it's easy for us as adults to see things sort of from a wider lens than maybe the students can, but it's important for us to step back and relinquish control and allow them to make the choice that feels right to them, even if it's not in a field that we would choose for them, or a job that we would choose for them, or a school or a city, or whatever scenario they're in. It's important that we allow them to write their own journeys, because they will find their way, just like we all did. And then one thing that I would like community members to know about my students is that every single one of them, all of my students, have the biggest heart for community service and giving back and being part of something bigger than themselves. And that is how you'll be able to recognize them out in the community and in the professional world, because they will be the helpers. They will be the ones collaborating with others and in helping careers and just really thinking, how can I give back to the communities that I'm a part of forever?
Hey y'all, my name is Victoria Thatch and I serve at JW Sexton High School. If I could say one thing that I've learned about my students is that they're truly resilient. For many of our students, they're not only balancing school, but they're also balancing responsibilities at home, whether that be taking care of siblings, whether that be translating documents for their parents, taking up other jobs so they can provide for their families, and much more. They are truly resilient and could face anything and everything, whether that be a pandemic or whether that not be a pandemic. And that's also something that I would love for our community to know, that these kids are probably the most hardworking folks I've ever seen in my life. They are truly Lansing strong, and I am so excited to see where each and every single one of them go.